Now, before this video gets started, this video is just going to be about me explaining reactions of the video of Dendro, Hydro, and Electro, as well as various builds with pay to win and pay to play. Those are the same things, but free to play and pay to play. So expect that. So there's going to be some teams that are going to be more pay to play and some that are more free to play. That's all I had to say for this part of the video. Now, on to the actual video. Whenever going for the substats on any of the characters I'm going to list, except for one of them, which you would want to go for Elemental Mastery, Energy Recharge, Crit Rate, Crit Damage. So for the first guy we're going to be going over is Tighnari. We're going to be going with the weapons as an Energy Recharge, Elemental Mastery, or a crit-based bow. Those will be his 4 bows that I would recommend. For free-to-play and pay-to-play, and for the artifacts for Tighnari, I would go with the Deepwood Memories because it's a dendro damage-based with a 2-piece, and for the 4-piece it lowers resistance by 5%. Second off, the Gilded Dreams, which is an Elemental Mastery-based one, which, and on 4-piece set, it'll boost Elemental Mastery plus attack if you get its passive stats correctly. Shimina's, this one was the most interesting one for me because once I read its passive, I realized it's a lot better than probably the other list due to the fact the 4-piece set will actually make it to where if you activate your elemental skill, you will not only minus 15 energy from your elemental burst, but you will increase your normal attacks, charge attacks, and plunge attacks by 50% for I think 8 seconds or 10. I don't exactly remember the amount of time. Which, that's specifically why I'm saying this one is really good, because it's 50% on your normal charge and plunge attack. Otherwise, I would not say this, but next off is the Wanderer's Trope, with 2 pieces also Elemental Mastery, while its 4-piece set increases your charged attacks with bows by 35%, which is another good one. Now, next off, we are going to be going over Fischl. And for Fischl, the Thundering Fury would probably be her best because of its 4-piece set. That makes it to where all reactions with Electro actually get a bonus damage through the reaction. So if I know correctly, for Aggravate, it's a 20, if not between 20 and 40% increase, which will make it why it's good, while Hyper Bloom, I believe, is 40. Now, for the next characters that we're going to go over is going to be Raiden, Shogun, and Miko. For Raiden Shogun, you would want to run either Thundering Fury, 4-piece set, or Emblem of Seven Fates, depending on what build. If you want to go for Elemental Reaction Support, go Thundering Fury, but if you want to go for Elemental Burst damage, go for the Emblem of Seven Fates. Same really goes for Miko, but for the most part, I would suggest going the Elemental Reaction build with her, with Thundering Fury, so that's about it for these ones. And the next character that we're going to go over is going to have to be Kokomi. The reason why I'm going to be saying the Deepwood Memories for her, even though it's dangerous, is that the 4-piece set bonus. That's all the only reason why I would recommend it, which is makes it to where if an elemental skill or elemental burst activates a lower resistance of Dendro by 30%, meaning the next one off is going to be the Ocean Hued Clam set, which is going to be more healing and DPS for with excess healing that will happen during this. Now, with this next part, it's going to be the free-to-play team for Tighnari, though some of you may beg to differ on what is actually better for this build. For the free-to-play, this was just what I had access with only 2 characters we get from the events. So keep that in mind. Don't let it disheart you if you don't have some of the characters that will also come up in the future. No, the only reason why they're the free-to-play builds is because they gave us the 4-star characters for free. Some of them. Not all of them, but some of them, and you can also get these characters free to play when you summon with your free to play, so there's that. Just keep that in mind. So for this next part, I will not going to be going over official Tighnari since I've already gone over them with the previous team setup, which was the pay to win section of the video. But now I'm currently doing a free to play team for him. So I'll be going over 2 different characters. So keep this in mind that. So first off, with Lisa, we're going to be going over the Thundering Fury, which we did go over that set of the Thundering of its 4-piece bonus with elemental reaction and damage increase, so that explains for itself. Or you can go 4-piece Noblesse to have team synergy with its 2-piece set bonus with increased elemental burst damage. Its 4-piece set bonus will increase your team's attack by 20%. Now for Xingqiu, Emblem of Severed Fates is his best in slot artifact set. I would have gone with Noblesse Oblige, which is still a good set for him, keep that in mind. It's just that Emblem of Severed Fates is a lot better and relies on energy recharge, which is best in slot weapon, the sacrificial sword. Now for the next part is going to actually be the Collie build, so which will be for the pay to win team, so yeah, that's really all I have to say for this next part. So for this part of the video, we'll be going over Collie's pay to win and free to play team. And the first one I'm going to be going over is, of course, her free to play team, which is going to end for her build. It's going to be Emblem of Severed Fates for that bonus elemental burst damage if you have the 4-piece set, or Deepwood Memories 4-piece set for the lowering of the dendro resistance by 30%. But nonetheless, that's all I really have to go for her. Catching into the next one. She's actually going to be the main DPS in this team, although she's not the best. There are a couple better ones for this. I could have included Raiden Shogun or Yayamiko. Those are also good options for this, which I was planning on including them, but I just wanted to do this with Kaching just to give her at least a little bit of time to shine, due to the fact usually she's not that good. And Shimenawa's Reminiscence is probably going to be the best slot artifact set for her, considering the fact you're just going to be activating an elemental skill and constantly doing your normal attack and charge attack. But last but not least, for the Hydro slot, I'm going to have to go either Kamisato Ayato or Mona. And for Mona, I'll go Noblesse Oblige set, just so you can have that, just more damage for all of your units. But Kamisato Ayato would be good with Noblesse as well, but if you want to use Ayato, if you want him to be the damage dealer, I would recommend the Echoes of an Offering set or Shepna's Reminiscence for that extra attack damage that he can provide. Now for this next part is just Collie's free-to-play team, which there will be multiple characters you can swap out for Electro, just keep that in mind. So now we're going over the free-to-play Collie build, which is going to be a good build. In my eyes, that's going to be very suitable for Collie, which of course Fish will still be part of this with her designated build. But we're actually going to be going over 4 different 4-stars for the 4th slot. But if you don't have Fischl, you can also use one of these characters if you have it, which is going to be Razor, Dory, Beto, and Lisa. Razor is probably going to be the best for this because for main DPS, but you want the Thundering Fury set or the Noblesse Oblige set or 2-piece set of both to maximize his electro damage, which to maximize electro damage with the reactions, I would suggest Thundering Fury, although his best in slot is physical damage, but this is just for the reactions, so I recommend Thundering Fury 4-piece set because you get way more damage out of it. And basically, the Noblesse Oblige and Thundering Fury is for all 4 of these characters, which would be the best because most of them will actually be utilizing their elemental burst to do the main damage. Although since it's going to be an elemental reaction based teams, Thundering Fury set for these characters is probably better due to the fact that it's more damage through reactions, while Noblesse Oblige is just more damage with attack and elemental burst damage. But oh yeah, Dory. I should have also gone over Dory a bit more, which is what I'll do now. She is a healer with her elemental burst, which scales off of HP, I think, if not attack, which is why it will be good to focus on her elemental burst. And anybody, well, any enemy who's in the crossfire of her elemental burst when it's tethered to you will take damage. So while Beto, if you attack, it will chain its electro damage to the enemy, making it to where they will suffer damage, which is actually why Beto is good. Now, I've already gone over this character on the free-to-play for Tighnari's build, which is Shu, which, with Emblem of Severed Fates, that's very self-explanatory why. So, there's that. And, yeah, that is the free-to-play team. Now, if this video was helpful, just leave a comment saying that it was helpful and possibly even a like. That would just mean appreciate that. Because this video took me about 8, maybe 9 hours to make, and I only split it up across multiple days so I wouldn't get burned out while making this video because it took me way too long to make it. Next time I am going to be doing it slightly different when I actually make a video like this again in the future.